Hello and welcome to www.luxurytolast.com. Today we're talking watches, and today we're talking about my latest acquisition. Now, a bit of history about this acquisition. Archie is, I'm 38 years old, and I've got my 40th birthday coming up next year. So that's the big one. I was born in 1972, the same year the Audemars Piguet Royal Oak was released, and I'm hunting around for that perfect present. Actually, my wife is. She said to me the other day, she said, "Look, Paul, what would you like for your 40th birthday?" She said, "I'll buy you anything you want." And I must say, the decision was a hard one. I said to her, I really love an Audemars Piguet Royal Oak in steel, the jumbo, the automatic, non-chronograph, just the beautiful automatic watch in steel. And then I said to her, hang on a minute, I'd really love a Jaeger-LeCoultre Reverso, a grand version. So we had a bit of a think about it, and she said, actually, Paul, look, I really love the Jaeger-LeCoultre. And the other thing about Jaeger-LeCoultre is this year, 2011, is the 80th anniversary of the release of the Reverso. It was released in 1931, so it's an octarian. The Reverso is 80 years in existence, and it's been a fantastic style icon. Now, it's a bit of a complicated thing, and I mean, I'm not even 39. I'm 38. I'm turning 39 in October, and my 40th birthday is another year and a bit away. So why would I buy a watch now? Why would my wife buy me a watch now? Well, the answer is Archie doesn't like to buy things at retail. You need to hunt around in plenty of time. And as the watch snob says, it's not the watches that are available over the counter. Any idiot can walk into a watch dealer, pay retail, and walk out with a sexy piece. No, it's the hunt. And I wanted a very, very rare Jaeger-LeCoultre. I wanted the Jaeger-LeCoultre Reverso Grand Date. Now, this model hasn't been available for a couple of years. The last time I saw one was at Hardy Brothers, and it was about $12,000, and this was about 4 or 5 years ago. The Jaeger-LeCoultre Reverso is a classic, and they have many incarnations, but the Grand Date is a very special watch indeed. The Grand Date itself, it's the big, oversized proportions of it. It's just a gorgeous piece. Now, I think, my own opinion, I'm a traditionalist, and I wanted a Jaeger-LeCoultre which was in steel, on a leather strap, deployment buckle, and I also wanted it needed to be mechanical. I wanted a manual wind, not an automatic. I wanted a manual wind, just like the original Reverso in 1931. So that was the prerequisite, and I've actually owned a few Reversos. My wife, I bought her a Reverso, probably, this is going back 5 or 6 years ago. I bought a Reverso for her, which we since have traded out of, but that was probably one of the biggest mistakes getting out of that watch. It was a beautiful piece, we just missed it. It had an engraving on the back, that's the reason we got out of it. Not her initials, so that was kind of the reason. The other beautiful thing about the other Reverso that I owned, I had a solid gold Classique, and I bought this gold Classique. It was on a leather strap, and it was beautiful. I loved it, but it was just a wee bit small. The Classique is the original Reverso size, so it was just a little bit small for my liking. It kind of never fit me. Archie's a big chap, Archie sort of loves his food, and he loves his single malt Scotch, and he loves his imported beer, and he loves his Australian wines. So Archie's sort of not exactly the slimmest chap around. Let's just say that he's a bit portly. So the Classique Reverso I loved it. It was a manual wind. It was solid 18 karat yellow gold. It was on a leather ostrich strap. How's that for exclusive? But it just felt a wee bit small. I sold it and made money. I think I made about $1,200 on it. It was pretty good profit at the time, but it just wasn't quite right for me. And I must say, the hunt began. I started looking around for a Jaeger-LeCoultre Reverso date. There was one at Armadale Watch Gallery. It sold for $7,500. They had long since gone. No good. I went to Brisbane Vintage Watches. My good friend Fred, he works there. He's a lovely guy. Always liked Fred. Great guy, character. And he actually had a Jaeger-LeCoultre Reverso Grand Date. That's his top watch that he always proudly wears. And I said to Fred, Fred, look, I want it. And I made him an offer. I said to him, I'll pay you $1,000 on top of what you paid for it. And the Aussie dollar's so strong, so it's actually like paying him $2,000 over what he paid for it. He went away for a day. He came back to me next day and said, Archie, are you serious? And I said, you bet your goddamn ass I'm serious. I don't make offers where I'm not serious. He said, well, if that's the case, you got a deal. I shook Fred's hand. And I went to the nearest ATM, and the next day I gave him $1,000 deposit, and I said to him, I'll have the rest of the money in a couple of days. And I've got to say, I spoke to the wife about it. She said to me, go for it, go for it, go for it. And so I immediately, it was actually her money I withdrew, and she then came up with the rest of the money, which was a lot of money, I must say. You could buy a nice second-hand car with that sort of money, and gave it to Fred, and within the next couple of days, the watch was ready for collection. And I've got to say this, the Jaeger-LeCoultre Reverso Grand Date is an absolute stunner. I've never loved a watch this much. I mean, Archie's a bit over the top, and I always wear two watches, and I've retired my Royal Oak. That's finally gone into the bank safe. And I'm now wearing... Now, I've got to make a confession here. The wife said to me, don't wear the Reverso until your birthday. Anyhow, when I got the watch home, I said to her, I'm going to close my eyes. I want you to put it on my wrist to make sure it fits, so the strap is all sized up. Anyhow, she couldn't quite put it on. I opened my eyes, and I can't take the watch off. I just love this Reverso so much. And I begged her. I said, look, darling, can I please wear this watch now? I just want to wear it for a little while. Archie's just in love with the Reverso, and I just can't take it off. Help, help, help. So Archie's done the right thing. Archie said to his wife, he said, go and buy some expensive dresses, go and buy some shoes. And Archie woke up on Saturday, and he went to the flower market at 5 in the morning, because Archie doesn't pay retail. He can't go to a florist and pay retail. Archie needs to get everything wholesale. And he bought her a big bunch of roses, red roses and pink roses. And Archie's going to keep this up as long as he can keep wearing the Reverso. But this Reverso Grand Date is a very special watch. I'll tell you why it's special. It has got an 8-day... This is a mechanical manual wind watch. It's got an 8-day power reserve. And the reality is, it's actually a 10-day power reserve, but Jaeger-LeCoultre is very, very conservative, so they say it's an 8-day power reserve. It's got a double barrel spring. Now, normally with a mechanical watch, you're lucky to get 2.5 days out of when you wind it up. But this Jaeger-LeCoultre has got the double barrel spring. Just amazing. 8 days out of the sucker. The other thing about this Reverso is it ticks all the boxes. It's oversized, it's steel, it's on a leather strap, it's got the steel deployment Jaeger-LeCoultre deployment buckle. It's got the Guilloche dial. It's just so Art Deco, it's not funny. The numbers are Art Deco font. It's got the sub-second at the 5 position. It's got the power reserve in the top 11 position. Now, in the 7 position, it's got the date. Now, it's not just a normal date wheel, it's a 2-disc system. So, when it's the 16th, it's 1-6. It actually, the 6 changes by itself. The 1 doesn't change. So, it's actually a 2-disc system, which is quite a complicated system. It's just absolutely beautiful. Archie is over the moon with his Reverso. He absolutely adores it. He adores his wife. I mean, look, ladies, it doesn't cost much to keep your man happy. A luxury watch like this, look at this Reverso. I mean, what's the retail on this Reverso? You're probably looking at, what, $12,000 to $15,000? $12,000 to $15,000, and you've got Archie over the moon. I mean, what a great investment. Now, Archie hunted this deal down, so Archie was paying, probably about half that. And, I mean, look, why not keep your man happy? Buy him a luxury watch. I mean, luxury watch, it doesn't get any better. As the watch snob said, keep the pompadours at bay, buy him a luxury watch. Luxury watches are the way to go. And it doesn't get any better than a Jaeger-LeCoultre Reverso. The weight on it, just the whole feel of the watch, it's just absolutely fantastic. I mean, I am absolutely over the moon. I gotta be honest with you, I've been asking some really cool people around town. I said to Ronnie, the owner of Brisbane Vintage Watches, what's cooler? Because I've been wearing my Patek Calatrava and I wear my Reverso. I said, what's cooler? And Ronnie said, hey, and Ronnie's a really cool guy. He said, I think the steel Reverso is just a smidgen cooler. I spoke to another gentleman. He said, he didn't want to be named, this gentleman. He said, look, I love the Patek, the Reverso, but it's just a smidgen cooler. See, it's not about money. It's not what is more expensive. The Patek is, is double the price of the Reverso, but that's not the point. This here is about what is cooler. Cooler, money can't buy cool. And with the Reverso, it doesn't get any cooler. And I'm just in love with this watch so much. I just think it's just Archie. It's got Archie written all over it. It's oversized. It's over the top. It's just absolutely perfect wristwatch. And I honestly can say that I would never ever contemplate selling my Reverso. I don't care what anyone offers me. If someone said to me, I'll give you full retail replacement for it, I'd say no. I don't want to sell it. Thanks very much for watching this video, and don't forget to come to my website, www.luxurytolast.com. Thank you.